Wait, let's start over.
So the first thing you'll want to do is probably remove the diagnosis cap here, and I think it's just a 10mm bolt there. When you get that out, it gives you a little bit more room to get to the high beam. To change the low beams, it's a little tight on the driver's side. It's a lot easier on the passenger side. But essentially all you're going to do is take these round caps and turn them, and they just kind of rotate out. And just grab them and bring them out. And you'll want both of those. There's a small one here for the electronics. You want the one that's behind the diagnosis cap. And that's why it's easier to get this out. It gives you a little bit more room to move. Alright, with that removed, you can kind of just grab it and throw it off to the side. That gives you a lot more room to get down into the high beams. Again, just turn counterclockwise and they'll pop right out. So you got both of those sides off. You'll want to repeat the process on the passenger side. Again, you got a lot more room on this side to work, so it's actually a lot easier. I usually like to get the hard one out of the way first. There's a bracket that covers the actual bulb. And what you need to do, if I can get a focus on that, there's a tiny screw on the inside. In this case, it's at the top, but if you're looking straight down on it, it's on the left. And what you're going to need to do is get a small corner Phillips head screwdriver right at a 90-degree angle and try to get in there and get that loose. It's the only way to get these bulbs out. Okay, so we've got that bracket loose. The light itself is loose as well, so you can kind of just pull this out. And what you'll want to do is you'll want to pull this out and kind of angle it this way. I can probably bring it straight out and turn it at the same time. They unfortunately make these wires extremely short. I really don't want it to break, but there we go. So now that we got the bulb out of the adapter looks blue. You can see it down there. The one thing you will want to do is take this metal ring off. You're going to need that for your new bulb. So now I've got the new bulb, and then you'll want to take that silver ring and just slide it down over this black plastic piece. That's basically just your pressure seal. And then just repeat the process, so backwards. So you'll want to plug it in first. I usually plug it in because once it's down in that corner, it's very hard to manipulate. So get it plugged in, snake it back in, and then get it upside down. The hardest part is actually going to be getting that screw back into that bracket and resetting it on this side. Here's my helper. So what we've got is, we've got that screw in now to basically hold in the bracket. It's kind of hard to see, but the bracket is back in. It's tightened down, and so that headlight is on. I usually check it at this point, make sure everything's good. Alright, so that headlight's working. It's an 8K, so it's a lot brighter than this one. So I'm going to go ahead and replace the passenger with an 8K. once you have the high beam out, what you'll want to do is there's a small clip button on the back. Just compress that and pull the old high beam out. So these specific bulbs basically have 2 pin connectors. The positive is going to go back where you had the H1 connector. The ground has to go somewhere, so I usually stick it next to the pin so that it's getting a ground connection, and then I will wrap this whole thing really well with electrical tape so it holds in place. It's kind of hard to see, but you should be able to push everything behind the twist cap so that you can still get a watertight seal there. Alright, so with everything turned back on, you can see that this is much bluer, much brighter on the brights compared to what we haven't done already. Before and after. Last thing before you switch back, you'll want to put these caps back on in reverse order, and you should be good on this side. On this side, you should be able to see the clip. Essentially, you just press it on one side and the whole thing flips out. So you press down, raise it up, and you can get the H1 bulb out. Alright, passenger side done. We're just gonna put our caps back on and everything's good to go. Don't forget to remount your diagnostic plug as well. I'm gonna put that back and remount that. So it took me about 45 minutes, but the dealer wants $200 labor just to replace the HIDs, and yeah, no.